Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man. It's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to Cocktails. Dirty Discussions with Kiki and Medina Monroe. Yeah.
Okay. Today's cocktail is called Needle in the Booty. The ingredients that you need for a needle in the booty is 2 ounces of gin, a half ounce of heavy cream, half ounce of fresh lemon juice, a half ounce of fresh lime juice, 3 ounces of simple syrup, 3 dashes of orange flower water, and 1 fresh egg white, club soda to top. Here's how you make a needle in your booty. You add all the ingredients except the club soda into a shaker and dry shake vigorously without the ice. Fill with ice and shake again straight into a Collins glass. Pour a little bit of club soda back and forth between the empty halves of the shaker to pick up any residue, any egg white residue. Then pour into the glass. Needle in your booty.
What is orange flower water? I
have no idea.
I was like, wait, this ingredient list is getting kind of long.
Do you say syrup or syrup?
Syrup.
Okay.
What do you say?
I say syrup.
Oh, no, I say syrup. So welcome back to Cocktails, Dirty Discussions, you guys. How was your weekend?
My weekend was very interesting. Like, it was, do you ever have a hard time remembering your weekend?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
Well, I know Friday. I did see you Friday morning because we moderated that panel.
We moderated the panel at Frolicon, and that was incredible. That was a cool experience. Next door to our panel of moderating, there was a knife play class going on. I don't know if you heard the moans and the grunts,
definitely did. And what I also saw was before we even went to the room, because the room was originally locked and they had to go find somebody. Anyway, the level of excitement for the people going to the knife class was almost like a little bit scary, and I wanted to peek in there to see exactly what's going on with the knife play, because they were like giddy. Like if we were about to meet Beyonce, that was the excitement that they had.
Super anxious.
Yeah, and I'm just like, do you really want somebody who's super anxious to be playing with a knife? I don't know.
The crazy thing is, like, do you know that, like, so I ended up going, you guys, to the rest of the convention on Saturday evening, and I asked them about that because I was really interested in, like, the knife play part. Are you really making each other bleed? And some people actually are, and they were talking about how people really get off of feeling vulnerable, like you could die. And so, like, they, you know, you do have these very sharp knives, and some people want to bleed, some people just want to make it feel like you're gonna die. I was like, people really have some interesting kinks.
They really do.
They had a fisting competition. The amount of fists that can go deep inside of a vagina, I didn't even know that in a vagina it was actually a competition. And I'm telling you, I mean, there was actually a lady in the crowd that was like, I'll challenge the winner. Like, I mean, people were putting their...
Wait, did she want to challenge to be on the receiving end or the fister?
The receiving end. And I'm just sitting here like, how do y'all do? I didn't know. I get a little bit uncomfortable if a dick is too deep. It just gets a little...
I'm just feeling even more like a weak-ass bitch the way I bitched out about anal sex, and y'all are taking whole fists up your vaginas?
Down to elbow?
Like, I've heard of this. I've seen it on TV. Well, not TV, but the internet. But it's like, I couldn't imagine.
I just wonder what risk
that's interesting.
You have with it. Like, what do any, like, are there any health concerns that you can suffer? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I've seen something online where somebody had an anal prolapse, and it was just like the tightness of the muscle in their ass was like gone. And then sometimes people clench up really tight. I guess that, but I don't know what else. Maybe if somebody's fingernails are dirty.
I don't know, but that level of excitement that you spoke of, that was like, it was interesting. Like, first of all, there's not much that can make me feel uncomfortable or make me feel like, not that I don't belong, because everyone was super nice, but I just felt like like I just really stood out because first of all, I was dressed regular, and I wish I would have put on a costume. People were really dressed up.
Yes.
I'm talking like on the floor that you could be naked at. There was one lady, and fuck caring about like what people think. There was like bellies out and you couldn't see their vaginas like hanging, like, but then they just had like rope on. There was people walking around on leashes. Like there was actual slaves, like with real rules.
Saw them. I saw the people with the slaves walking them around. I saw some women slaves, some men slaves when I went to pick up my badge, and I was trying not to be like, oh my God, but I was just intrigued. Like, this is a lot. It's very interesting, and I wish I could ask you a question right now, but I don't want you to get in trouble and get beat. So I'm just going to look at you guys. I did pick up some cards from different people. I was like, you know what? I need to go back through the website, see who all was there, reach out to these people, because it was definitely a convention of weird sex.
It was definitely a convention of weird sex. So I went to the dungeon with
So what is that exactly?
it's a sex dungeon, and it was at the bottom of the hotel, and you go in, and it was a lot of like bondage, a lot of like the BDSM stuff, a lot of whipping. I let somebody flog me because I just wanted to see what it felt like, because I never really knew what flogging was. I always thought it was putting something in your booty. I didn't know it was doing those little whips. So I let Rachel from Polly Pockets flog me, and it was really cool. Like, not in the dungeon, she did it before we went down there.
Okay.
Everybody went over their limits and what to expect when you get down there. So it was me, Candy, Frankie, Rachel, and Amy. And so we go down, and they were telling me, I was like, what should I expect? Because I'm just like, is it going to be people like grabbing on me? They're like,
like,
no.
you're a virgin for this.
Yeah. And so we get down there. It was a little funky in the room. It smelled a little bit like booty.
I bet it is.
Ooh, I was
booty
like,
and leather.
They needed to have a couple of those Febreze things that just randomly squirt out.
diffuser.
Something. There was nothing. I was like, y'all, it's funky up in here. Like,
They didn't even smell it. Probably with the leather masks and things.
probably,
maybe.
but I walked in like, ooh. And so like as soon as I walked in, I see this man like tied down to this bench with his booty hole spread wide open. And y'all, it wasn't like this was abnormal. People were walking in like, this is just what goes on.
Let
we
me
like
find
this
my
shit.
space.
Yeah, some people were walking in fully clothed in like, regular clothes and not costumes, and they would undress and with their slave uniform on.
Slave uniform.
There was one man getting wax poured on his dick and screaming, but he loved it. There was a lady with needles through her back. There was this man, he was somebody's slave. He had a mask on. I thought he was going to die. He had 2 needles pinned through the tops of his skin on his shoulder, pinned through. Like, there was blood. And then he had another one of those same needles in his booty. So every time she would like make him bow down,
Like,
his booty was bleeding.
what kind of needle was it?
They were like
a hook?
hooks. Yeah, like this, going through his skin. And then there was one in his booty.
I've seen them on people's backs. I've never seen it in an ass. Oh my god.
In his booty. So every time she made him bow down, it would dig deeper in his booty. And he liked it.
My booty hurts so bad right now.
My booty was hurting so bad.
I would be very concerned.
My booty was hurting. I was like,
So how did you see her remove them?
no. When they left, she put his leash on him and they walked out the door. He was walking with
the needles?
with all the hooks in him. And I was like, the whole time they kept asking me, Medina, you okay? I was like, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good.
It's just a lot to soak in.
It's a lot to soak in. And it was funny because I was like, when I go down there, is this going to be weird that I'm just watching and not participating? And they're like, absolutely not. This is a sex convention. So people already know that there are some people that just want to watch. We actually want you to watch. People get off on you watching that man with that needle in his booty. And so then we went to like their little section, and like, they tied each other up and like we're whipping and beating and doing all these things to each other that it was weird. Next to them there was a black woman, and she was with a white man and a white woman. They were like a throuple, and they were beating her. And initially I thought like it wasn't like a slave beat. Naturally you think about that, but like,
you saw my eyes.
initially I was looking like, oh my god, now I'm gonna think of slaves. And I did for a split second, and then I stopped because like he would like beat her with like the floggy thing, and then like paddle her, but then the girl would run up and like play with her pussy really hard, and I got really wet, and I actually wanted to go get the man's phone number. I felt like a whole traitor, but it was sexy. And then afterwards, like after people got beat, they console you and rub on you and make sure you're good. And like, it was really interesting. One of the ladies explained to me, she's like, do you understand why people are into this? I was like, no. Like, she was like, let me explain. She was like, so now I don't know like all the terminology because there's a lot.
But
But
you need a whole like vocabulary lesson.
Yeah, so she was like, basically, most of us go through our everyday life, like holding on to so much stress. You have so much you have to think about. You never get to just let your mind just like relax.
Right.
And she was like, so when you put your body through pain like this, it releases a certain amount of endorphins to your brain, and it's almost like you get high as if you were doing a drug. So you can get the same feeling that people get, that drug addicts get without doing the drugs, and you're just getting beat. You're just getting beat the shit beat out of you. And so I was like,
might have a little hook in your ass.
I have a little hook in your ass and some bruises. Like, and they all were clear about like, don't bite me, don't beat me to where they're going to see it at work, because all these people have professional jobs. A lot of them had a lot of money. And I was like, when they showed me how much the toys cost and how many toys they bought, it was like over $2,000 worth of toys. I was like, oh, y'all niggas is crazy. But it was very interesting. I did, even though it was different and kind of weird, I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been in a costume. I would have had my whole booty out with some thigh highs on. It was like a chance to just be like show everything.
Yeah, it was, because everybody was showing everything. It didn't matter. Nobody was like being ugly about it.
Nobody.
It was a lot. It was a lot. I hate I didn't get to see any of the other stuff besides what I saw that morning and that night.
I met a lady there. Her name is Jane. Shout out to her. I invited her on the show. She owns a company that has to do with like teaching people about degradation and humiliation. She does all these classes on it, and she listens to the show. When Amy
really?
introduced us, she said, "Can I hug you?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes!" The whole time I've been here, I thought that I was just like this weird person. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I listen to Cocktails. I fucking love it." I was like, "Would you be interested in coming on the show?" She's like,
Yeah.
"Absolutely."
Oh, that's so cool.
So cool. I would love to learn about that. So it was super dope. I enjoyed myself.
Well, that's good.
No,
Did you do anything else?
Sunday, I definitely Sunday I was like lame. I just caught up on. I had some voiceovers to do, and I watched Game of Thrones. I'm not gonna spoil it for nobody,
Okay.
but I fucking love Game of Thrones.
I watched it at work yesterday.
You never watched it? Oh,
What?
We gonna have
It's too much to say in
it's
like a small synopsis, but it's about taking over this mystical world. Well, I went to Houston this weekend and I had an absolute blast. I just got back yesterday, went straight to work. Every time I go and I do that, like come back and go straight to work, I don't know why I do that to myself.
I don't know how you do that.
But I just like having the most amount of time, and I hate leaving early on Sundays. I just do. So to maximize my time, I stayed longer. But when I got there, first thing, I went and saw my sister, picked her up, and we went to eat some crawfish. Y'all know I've been dying for them. And she was talking to me. She was asking me, like, relationship advice and stuff. And I was just like, girl, I know you sneak and listen to the show. You know I don't know, but let me just see what I can figure out to tell you. So we hung out, and then I met up with some of my other girlfriends. I met some new people while I was there. I'm trying to think. I went to the Horrible Decisions live show. That was a lot of fun.
They looked like real celebrities at this specific show. I was like
how they were dressed, or what you mean?
Just like everything looked like a step up. Everything. I was like, wow. And Weezy looked beautiful. I was all up in her DMs.
Well, yeah, the place that they had the show at was really nice. It was really cool. I actually met a lot of our listeners there too, so that was cool. And then, like, at one point, they had shouted me out, and the amount of people who were like screaming and clapping was so crazy to me. I was like, damn, it's a lot of y'all. It's just always so shocking to me. And then at some point, we were giving advice. I don't know how. I have made myself the official spokesperson of She Orgasms pills.
Was she there?
She wasn't there, but I had some in my purse because I had been taking them all weekend. And I gave some girls some because they were having problems. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember if it was arousal or wetness, but I was like, let me just share the wealth. And I'm kind of mad I did that, because then I realized I only brought one bottle with me down to Houston, and I was just giving so many out. I still needed my own, but whatever. Then what else? The men just look so much better there. I know I say that so often, but they really do.
Do you think Houston men look better than Dallas men, though? Because I definitely think Dallas men look better than Houston men.
I think Houston. But I will say, I don't really go to Dallas that often. And when I do go to Dallas, it's usually like to see my mom. I'm not really going out where I would see men. So yeah, I don't know. And I just felt like it's been such a long time since I've been around like big men. I don't know what's going on here specifically, and not to just down all my Atlanta men, because I love y'all too, but it's just like they're little. It's like, I don't know if you started smoking weed and drinking Hennessy at 12 years old and it's stunning your growth, or like what, like were you smoking hookah in high school and you just never hit that growth spurt. I don't really get it, but the men were just tall and like they look like they eat real food, not just lamb chops and rice when they go to the club.
Were there a lot of men at the live show?
No, there were men there, but not like a whole lot. It was mostly women.
So you're just talking about in Houston in general?
In Houston in general, yeah, not specifically at the show, because I felt like I was out all day, all night. Like, Friday was probably my lightest day. Saturday morning, we went to the pool. I got a tan. Did you notice?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I asked my mama that too, and she had the same reaction. I got a tan. I got tan lines. I laid out at the pool for hours to soak up the sun. I got some good tips, and I feel like I see a difference.
I see it now. I do.
Okay. Thank you. So afterwards we went to trap karaoke. Have you ever been to like an official trap karaoke thing? Me either. I've heard people use that term, and I didn't realize that it was like a specific event. I just thought it was a term that people had coined for, like, you know, more modern hip hop songs. It was so much fun.
Did you get up there and do a song?
No, I didn't, but I was having my own little concert on the side. It's like really big. It was at the House of Blues, and so they did have people going on the stage. It's probably best that I didn't go on the stage, because you know I don't really be knowing the words. I'll know a few words.
Ratchet as shit.
I was still being ratchet, but so, you know, this is all what's going on Saturday. And if y'all follow me on Instagram, you already know what happened after we left trap karaoke. We went to Dreams, and I fell asleep. I was so tired, and I did not realize how many of y'all thought I was lying about falling asleep in the club.
Why would somebody lie about that, guys?
That's actually embarrassing. So, like, I don't know, but they were like, you really do this? I thought it was a joke. I thought y'all were just playing. I was like, nah, nigga, I was tired. And I curled up in a ball. I had on a top that was like one sleeve. I tried to stick my hand in my shirt to warm it up.
Were they like, Kiki?
No, I told them that might happen and we could just hang out. We were good. So it was just like, well, don't mind me. I'm just taking a nap. I'm going to be fine. So they were like, okay. When I woke up, Lex and Drea were there. Lex had some chicken wings for me and a hookah when I woke up.
Were y'all
I was
still
like,
at the strip club?
Mm-hmm. I woke up and I was like, hey, everybody. And they were like, finally, she's awake. And then I ate the food and we smoked the hookah a little bit. We hung out for a little while longer. And then we went back. And when we got back, we just crashed. It was so much fun, though. So much fun. I'm trying to remember. Sunday was just a day party that I went to. I hung out with my family more on Sunday.
Did you see Voodoo Dick?
I did on Friday.
I'm like, do we get the juice?
Maybe. That was on Friday, though. That was, I had to do that first to get that out of the way because I didn't know how the rest of the weekend was going to go. And
you have to make sure you handle that.
Yeah, I had business to handle, definitely. And I woke up in the middle of the night because I thought I was going to go back Saturday night. And I was like, why the fuck am I here with you bitches? I'm supposed to be getting dick. But I had fallen asleep, so, oh well. I did get it Friday. What else?
Don't you hate when your body, because it's like your body knows when you really need to go to sleep, and it's like, if you really are tired of shit, and then if you mix that with alcohol, and your body's just like, and you wake up in the morning like, wait, I wanted to take advantage of all the time. I did that in Dallas, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I hate when that happens, and it was too long of a day. It was like every day during the week had been long, and then it's Friday, and then Saturday, and I'm just like, fuck. It was probably me laying out in the sun. That probably is what really did it for me, because I didn't. Well, no, I did drink a lot. Never mind. That was going to be a lie. Yeah. And then I went out Sunday night too, and I was out. This is another thing. So I didn't go to the Joe Budden podcast, but the Joe Budden podcast was in Houston, and so they had an after party. And so I went to the after party after the birthday day party, and these girls were like standing in line waiting to take a picture with Joe Budden. And so my friends were with him. So I'm walking over there in the little area, not even a section. I don't know what that place was. They got so excited to see me. They were like, we listen to Cocktails. They were like, can we please have a picture? And I was like, duh, bitch. Yes, y'all are helping me feel good right now. And you're waking me up because I'm tired. And I didn't even drink on Sunday. I was too tired. And I was like, there's no way I can stay up because I leave at 5:45 a.m. So, I met those ladies. They were from Nebraska. And I didn't even get their names, but shout out to you guys. And then I'm trying to think of who else. I met a guy at the club. He came up to me. I thought he was about to try and flirt. He didn't. But he was like, I listen to Cocktails. And I was like, oh shit, it's more interesting to me when I meet guys and to see their reaction, because I know a lot of women listen, but then when I see guys who seem to be straight, it's just like, oh, well, hey.
What's happening?
So his name was Antoine. He was really cool.
Hey,
and then
Antoine.
who else did I write that I wanted to shout out? Oh, I met a girl. Her name is Brooke, and she's like the program director for this really cool nonprofit that actually partnered with Horrible Decisions on the live show. And remember how we were talking about when you're homeless? What do you do when you're on your period? They help women get feminine hygiene products, and not even just for homeless women, but you know, they help people from Hurricane Harvey and from any sort of situation where you just may not have the money. They donate it to schools, they donate to different like shelters, and they raise money and they take products. So I thought that was so cool, and it's
That's
called
dope.
Flow Code.
That's really dope, because I've always wondered that.
Me too.
I also wonder where they have sex at.
I didn't ask that.
I wonder if there's a
well,
nonprofit
I've seen
for
some
that.
of them. To supply them a room to have sex,
We all gotta bust a nut.
you might have to do that on your own.
But let me ask you this, because some girl, I was on live on the, I don't know if it was my page, it was the Cocktails page, and this girl was like, tell Kiki I'm sorry for my drunken ways. And I was like, well,
What?
do you want to just tell her yourself? You can DM her. And I was like, or do you want to share with us, like, what happened?
So what did she say?
She didn't say anything. So I was like, I'm going to ask Kiki on the show. I was like, did somebody do something?
Nobody did anything that I can remember. There were some girls at Trap Karaoke and at the live show who were really, really excited, and they wanted to take a bunch of pictures. And then I remember somebody being like, I'm sorry, I'm drunk, but I just really want to get another one. And I'm just like, I love this.
Come on, girl.
It's not a problem. So I don't know. I feel like it had to be somebody who wanted to take a picture or something,
Okay.
but that's no reason to be embarrassed, girl. I love it, and we could take more pictures. But yeah, that was Houston, and I gotta go back soon. I really wanted to try and shoot my shot while I was out there.
With,
Somebody.
oh,
You know, like a new guy. I see somebody across the room. He's
and like
attract-
you approach him.
Yeah.
Would that be new for you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember y'all told me I needed to try it this year. So I was like, okay, it's some attractive guys. But honestly, I couldn't do it on Sunday. I was too damn tired. I was barely even talking. I was like, this isn't the time. I'm just going to be like so dull. I'm not drinking because I will fall asleep. Like yesterday when I was driving home from work, I fell asleep while I was driving. Yeah, that's how tired I was. I said, okay, I got to go lay it down. But
And be ready, be prepared when you go and shoot your shot, because
what do you mean? Be prepared for what?
you might fall in love, bitch. Niggas
All
like
right.
when bitches shoot their shots and they don't know how to act.
Well, we'll see what happens. I will report back and let you guys know.
Please do.
At least that I tried it. I don't know if I'm going to tell you what happened. It could be too embarrassing. But yeah, I got to go back to Houston soon. I don't know when I'm going to have time. And it's about to be so hot. You should come one time when I go.
I'm gonna have to give Houston another
You
try
really
in my
do.
grown life.
I didn't realize either how many friends I have who live in Houston and how many of them know each other. Because I was just like talking to people and they're like, yeah, I'm coming with this person. And I'm like, oh, why does everybody know each other? And I didn't know this. I was so excited.
That's
It was so much
exciting.
fun. And then you don't have to coordinate too much because everybody was already coming anyway. It's only
Right.
a few little stragglers. Oh, do you remember? Well, I'm sure you do. Demai.
My brother's ex-girlfriend?
She was in Houston. She was at the club that I was at.
Was it a
On
black
Sunday,
club?
yes, and that's exactly. I was
Wow.
so shocked to see her there, but yeah, she was at. It was a black.
Does she live
club.
in Houston?
Mm-mm. She says she still lives in Dallas, but she was just in Houston for the weekend. I guess I don't know.
That is so funny and
Yeah,
random.
she had DM'd me and was like, "Hey Kiki," and I was like, "Kiki, you called me that from there, but okay." Hey Kiki, what are you doing? I'm in Houston for the weekend and I need to get out. But I didn't see it until I was already at the club reading my DMs, trying to stay the fuck awake. And so I was like, "Oh, girl,
That
I'm
is
so sorry."
random. Y'all, Demai is my older brother's ex-high school girlfriend. That is
Isn't it?
so crazy.
And it's just like, I don't know how she is now, but if you knew her in high school, you would never expect her.
I think she's
to
the same.
be
That's
there.
why I'm still like,
oh, is she? Oh, well, oh.
love you, girl.
Yeah. But I just thought that was so random. I would have never expected to see her there. But yeah, Houston was great. I do have some cocktails. I don't know if I'm going to share them today or if I'm going to save them. Maybe I'll tell
For the
one.
show.
For the show or just another day. We got to see how this week is going. We do have another episode to record.
Oh, we
This
do.
week, yeah. So anyway, that was Houston. I guess, did you have anything else you wanted to catch up on?
I really loved my ponytail that Cola did for me for
That was
our
a really
video
cute look.
I fucking loved it. And I almost did a high one, and then we started looking at pictures of Kim, and she was like, no, bitch, we doing a low.
Switch it up a little bit.
Switch it up a little bit. Shout out to Cola. Y'all follow her at Nicola Keeps It Natural. That's her hair page. Started working out again.
Oh, good.
Bitch, it's hard. Like, bitches that
Don't
like
you know I know it.
and that love and they really enjoy working out. I just be looking at them like, how?
Like when you see them in there and they're sweating
and they're smiling.
I know they have blisters on their hands, whether they have those little hand glove things on or not. I'm like, bitch, every time I go to the gym, I break a fucking nail.
And I look distressed. Like, and I don't know how people be not looking distressed.
And I always go to the classes, and so the teacher is always coming over to check on me because that's how distressed I be looking. I'm getting better, but it's still a struggle. And then it's like, man, I'm hungry. I want to go home and eat some macaroons. Let me tell you, I went to the gym today before we came here. And I stopped at home. I was like, ooh, I'm a hurry up and get home. I got time to make like one of these Green Chef meals, right? It's probably going to be nasty, but the bitch is hungry. By the time I got home, all I had time to do was make a boiled egg. And I got some pickles in my lunch bag. I said, well, fuck.
It's just really hard because it's like sometimes I feel like when I'm eating really healthy, and not that like I believe in health, I do, and when I get on it for real, I'm good. But just that transition, getting it when I'm eating really healthy, I feel like I can't just live my life. I feel like I can't have fun. Like when I tell you I'm trying to stop drinking.
It's really hard.
It's really hard when you enjoy drinking. Like not saying that I'm an alcoholic, but I enjoy a nice glass of Prosecco. Can I have some more?
Yeah, I enjoy having several glasses of whatever is available. Like, we all know that.
But
so
I'm
it's
trying
just
to look like a baddie at the live show.
It's so hard, girl. All I've been doing is looking at plastic surgery accounts in Colombia, and I'm just like, well, for $5,000.
I asked 6'8" Bay if he would pay for me to get, what's it called? Plastic surgery. I just
What did he
blatantly
say?
asked him. I said, hey, I have a question. And I was really serious. I wasn't joking. I was like, okay, we're obviously, fucking with each other for the long run. So what do you think about getting me plastic surgery? Because I just a little nips and tucks, a full body nip and tuck. And he was like, no.
Why?
And I said, why would
Yeah.
you just say no like that? He said, because I'm saying no to that, but I'm saying yes to health. And yes to...
hell no.
I was like, shut the
Nobody's
fuck
trying to hear
up.
that.
No, nobody want to hear that shit. I want you to be like, here's them racks. Go get your body together, boo.
Okay, I prayed about it, and it did not happen.
How did that prayer go?
It was just like, okay, dear God, I know you say that we should not be vain, and I know it's Easter weekend, and I have been doing some very scandalous things, shameful things, but you know my heart, and the gym, that's not the best use of my time. I could be like doing charity. I could go back to the Nicholas house. I could do a lot of other things. If you just either like help me get the money or send somebody, whoever that can just pay for it. I will go to Colombia to save whoever some money. I will risk it. But I prefer to do it in America. So if you could just please somebody, is there an Astros player available? And then somehow I got distracted in the middle of my prayer, so I had to rush it.
I just love looking at a bitch that had some good plastic surgery. And there's this girl that I work with. I hope she don't hear this. She looks so good. And I know she's had work done. She can't look at me and tell me she hasn't. She has had like full body work done and face. And it just looks really good though. And I just look at her like...
I know, I be getting mad.
She looks so good.
And I feel like I keep meeting more and more people who have had their bodies done. And I'm just like...
Who paid for it?
I do know a guy, and he does a little scam, basically. So what he'll do is he can get you care credit, right? Mm-hmm. So he'll get you care credit. Let's say your surgery is going to be $5,000.
Okay.
He'll get the care credit for $5,000. You pay $2,500. It's a 50% off deal, basically. Now, who's
can you go to a good doctor?
Any doctor that accepts care credit, which a lot of doctors do, or some sort of financing. The scam of it is, I don't know how this shit works, but I know that it's like when people get those CPN numbers and they tell you to use it instead of your social security number. It's like a credit scam, basically.
So it could not work.
If it gets approved, it's gonna work. But yeah.
But what's the downside to this?
I mean, it's a credit card scam, basically.
Oh, so jail.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I mean, people risk it every day. So I'm just saying, there's some people out there, if you're willing to do that. Now, that's what I'm not going to do. I might go to another place, but no.
Could you imagine being in prison and they're like, what you in?
So I was just trying to like watch when we were in Houston, because she was in Houston. It's her birthday that I went to the day party for, and I was just trying to see if I could just like intern, basically, you know, figure it out. But I didn't see anything happening. I did notice whatever she wanted for, she asked and she got it. So I guess we just gotta remember, a closed mouth don't get fed.
You're right.
That's what the girls always say who get stuff. We just got to keep asking.
Okay.
And it like when I saw her asking for stuff, it was nothing major, but it wasn't like she was being whiny or beggy or anything like that. It was just like, you know, I want this. And it happens. We got to change. We've got to change our approach.
We do.
But I be feeling old, and then that makes me a little self-conscious sometimes. Then I'll be like, yeah, old ass. Like this, I'm doing this for the young girls. Don't you have a job? Like, yeah, I do, but I also have bills. Like,
don't you have a job?
That's how I be feeling. How old are you? 30. I just feel like when you say I'm 30,
let's just start lying to these niggas.
I may as well. When I go to work with like my backpack and stuff, the men in the building, a lot of times they'll be like, "Oh, do you go to Georgia State?"
Yes.
That's when I need to start saying, I be having an attitude like, no. And why are you talking to me? You know it's early in the morning. I haven't had my coffee yet. Like, I'm running late, of course. Yeah, I need to start saying yes. I need to start just changing, just making some changes. Yep. Because it ain't going the way I need it to go. Anyway, speaking of somebody who was trying to get some money, let me tell you about weird sex.
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury.
Like dessert. Yeah. A man is absolutely not a necessity.
Did you mean that to sound mean and bitter?
Oh, not at all. I adore dessert. I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live.
So 7 people are facing jail time due to a scandal at Fort Valley State University. Why gotta be Fort Valley? Okay, so according to the AJC, Alicia Janetta Johnson,
dang Alicia,
49, allegedly served as a ringleader in a prostitution ring. So it gets better. So Ms. Johnson was the executive assistant to the president and previously a graduate advisor for the AKAs. She allegedly performed sex acts in exchange for money and helped to provide prostitutes to prominent men in the college community located south of Atlanta. She has since been charged with 6 counts of prostitution, 3 counts of pimping, and 2 counts of solicitation of sodomy. 6 men were also indicted on 1 count each of solicitation of sodomy. That's how you know we live in the South. Okay, Johnson faces a maximum of up to 12 months in prison and up to a $1,000 fine per count. That's not too bad. Okay, the 6 men who were indicted include a bunch of people that we don't know, but they put their names on blast, okay? Following the indictment, AKA leaders withdrew the chapter's privileges pending the outcome of the investigation. Sorry, ladies, if you wanted to pledge. Okay, so
that is crazy. I just wonder, though, was it a situation where she was forcing these girls to do it, or she was just like, hey, if you want to make some extra money?
I don't know, but pimping is illegal, period.
I know,
prostitution
but I'm just curious to know, like, was it that type of situation? Hey, if you would like to make some extra money, I got some niggas that want to fuck, and they gonna pay you, but I'm gonna keep most of it. I'm gonna give you a cut, though. What's up?
Right. Whenever the story comes out, whenever they go to court, I definitely want to check and see what they say, because this shit is just crazy.
And she an AKA.
Mm-hmm.
What? Like, I know.
They had the picture of her with her pink and green on.
They're probably like, look at Alicia.
Somebody was probably like, I always knew.
Somebody always want to come to me and be like, well, remember that one time? Shut up, Belinda.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's what happened. And somebody sent me that story, so shout out to you. Can't remember who it was, and I'm not going to go through all these emails, so
People
thank
are
you.
Really getting hands on with that. Someone gave me a great idea to create like a it's a great idea, but I would like for you to do it. Like the person that suggested it. People come up with these great creative ideas, and it's just like, I don't have time, you guys, please.
The one about the indecisive Diane.
Yes, like going and consolidating a whole, basically like doing the shit, like making a fucking itinerary for people. That's fucking great.
But it's like, it's so many episodes, so there's so many Dianes That would take so much time for you to go back and do. Somebody else should give you a head start, and then maybe you could continue it. Or somebody else could just make a guide.
Yeah.
Or just listen to the episodes over again. That doesn't hurt.
That doesn't hurt.
It actually helps.
Diane has some great places, suggestions.
Mm-hmm. She does.
Can't wait to hear what she has for the live show.
I know, right? Now, more money talk. Time to play a game.
Ooh.
So we're going to play Name Your Price. My two options are very similar. Do you want to go first or do you want me?
You go first. I need to think of mine.
Okay. So how much would you charge to fist someone?
I'm fisting them.
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody going to see it? No.
No. No one will see it.
I'm fisting you. I mean,
Is it more or less if they see it?
I'm going to charge you a bigger fee.
If somebody can see it.
If somebody, yeah, people
Nobody's
like
gonna
watching.
see it. Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like, I'm fisting you. You're not fisting me. I think I would just charge like at least like a stack to fist the person. I would do a stack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want to go like too. Or I'm causing you pain and suffering.
But they enjoy it.
That's true. This is a
$1,000
service that I'm providing.
That's not a bad price. It's not like it's just too exorbitant.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, name your price. So somebody wants to take a boomerang of you two, and he's gonna put it on Instagram.
On Instagram. Wait a minute.
It's a boomerang. It's gonna go on social media, and then he wants you to spread your booty open, and he's gonna like dip his dick in real quick. Like it's gonna be like a gesture like that, a boomerang gesture.
with our clothes off? Yes. No. No. That's not a service that I offer over here. First of all, I don't want nobody dipping their dick in my ass, period. The only thing that's going to be letting out if I'm bent over like that is a poot. And I'm not trying to do that.
So you exhale.
No, I'm not doing it. Like, I can't imagine the amount of, and then he's going to put it in there. So he's going to do it quick if he dips his dick in my booty. That is going to be so painful. I might have an aneurysm and die. Like that lady last week. She had an orgasm. I'm just going to be in complete shock. I'm going to have a stroke.
You know how boomerangs be moving? Like,
and then what happens if the boomerang don't get it right? You know how sometimes you got to redo your boomerang to make sure you're getting the right effect?
You gotta get the right angle.
No, he's just going to be dipping his dick all in my ass over and over again. Now that I think about it, though, my face don't have to be in it. Oh, I got a tramp stamp. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Oh, I forgot you had that.
Yeah, no. I mean, not that many people know that, but I guess you would now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't think of a price. Now...
When you put makeup over your tramp stamp.
Okay, if he put makeup, that's a lot of makeup.
That
Because it's a dark tattoo. Okay. I gotta come up with a price. It's gonna have to be a lot. That's gonna be so painful.
And you know,
if I can get my body done, you can dip that dick in there.
Oh.
Yep. So whatever that costs, and I want it done in America.
Dipping dicks all day. I'm gonna come up with a whole little payment plan too. Like, what's up? You trying to
We're
dip?
not
Who's trying to dip?
a payment plan. No, I need cash in my hand in advance. Ain't no payment plan.
App.
I want cash, hard cash. I don't even want the Cash App.
You can cash at me.
Cash App has limits. That's going to be a payment plan. Anyway, okay, next one. How much? This is why I say it's the same. How much would you charge to get fisted
Okay. Now to get fisted
by a man?
by a man who has a big old, he probably has big old hands,
Not a baby hand,
big
nigga.
old wrist, and he's probably gonna want to be super rough with it.
He can be gentle.
It's still gonna hurt, and
Yeah,
I
it's
don't,
a fist.
Yeah, that's a whole fist.
Like, it's not even like this. It's like
This, and I bet when the thumb is
this whole little bony section.
okay, I want between 7 stacks and 10 stacks because he might have a small hand. So if he has if it depends on your size and what kind of
Okay,
base
so the
off.
small is 7.
The small is 7, and if
Okay.
it's like really small, maybe even 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
$7,000 to $10,000. Okay. This sounds so painful. Like,
It does. It sounds like horrible. Okay, next one. Let me think about this. So, how much would you charge if you were fucking with somebody and he said it really gets him off to... You just up in here. It's okay. it really gets him off. Like, he wants you to go into the, like, let's say he was in the bathroom. Y'all was in the hotel room. Y'all had some amazing sex. And he's like, baby, come in here real quick. And you walk into the bathroom, and he had, like, a little small tablespoon of his poop on a spoon. And he
What the fuck?
was like,
First of all, you went in my drawers and you took one of my pieces of silverware out to scoop out your shit. This is not a pooper scooper.
no, y'all are in the hotel room.
Oh, in the hotel.
It could be a little plastic spoon, and it's just a little piece of pootie. And he's like, it really turns me on to just, like, watch you I just want your tongue to just touch it a little bit.
Oh, hell no. I'm not trying to die of E. coli poisoning from his raggedy ass shit. And all shit is raggedy. Nobody wants shit. Well, some people do. Let me not say that.
Some people do.
I don't want it.
So you would be like, no? What if he was like, I'm going to give you $1 million?
Well, I'm about to lick the fuck out of that shit. Do you want me to eat it, or am I just licking it? Like, what's going on? $1 million? That changes the game. I was trying not to say anything, outlandish, because who's really paying that? But I don't know. Maybe if I took a trip to Dubai, I could get it. I don't know. I will lick that shit, and then I'm going to go buy me some veneers, okay?
And you better not tell
Tell them. I don't give a fuck. Guess what?
You better not
You're
tell
blocked.
nobody that I was in here licking pootie spoons.
Listen, if I got $1 million payout, what can you say to me? I can't hear you. I'm getting on my helicopter. Bye.
I would create a whole logo of me dipping my tongue on the poop. Be like,
Bitch, I got $1 million in a booty. Okay, start a whole network marketing thing. Listen, you too can get money if you just join. You have an initiation fee of $9.95, and then I will take you to the men who will pay you. Okay, all you need is a valid ID and a bank account.
and I'll be in the back just like this. You
Come
can
on,
do
girl.
it too.
Come
You
on.
too.
Okay, everybody, we have unlimited slots available.
That would be amazing. Sometimes when I just wish somebody would offer me an ignorant amount of money to do something ignorant. Sexually ignorant. I'm not killing nobody, but like sexually ignorant. I would love that. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I would like for somebody to offer me some money like that, but I feel like that's probably not going to happen. And two, I think that even if it was a guy who was like into that sort of thing, I feel like he would be scared to ask me because he would probably think I'd say no.
Or tell somebody, this nigga asked
I can
me.
keep it to myself, and if the price is right, I can take care of the needs. I hate for us to sound like little prostitutes on
But
this
hey,
show.
if the
But
shoe
listen,
fits.
if the price is right, okay, that's what it really is. Anyway, that's it. Did you have another one? No.
No.
Okay.
No. So Kiki, let me tell you. In my new residence, there are a lot of men that continuously try to holler at me, and I'm good at being like, bruh, we live here. There was one nigga who tried to holler at me, and he lives on my floor. I literally see the bitches leaving his apartment, like literally every other week. I'm like, I literally said to him, are you kidding me? We were in the elevator, and he was like, what? Like, I just want to take you out. So you basically telling me you want me to fall in line? You seen me see you with these bitches in the elevator and leaving. You cute, but nigga, no. Unless you're trying to pay, are you going to pay both of our rents, or is that part of the? No, it's not. So no, like no. So anyways, there was this one guy. He seemed really cool. We were talking in the lobby. Not really that attractive, but he just seemed cool. Like he wanted to be my friend. Like he had a Pittsburgh shirt on. I was like,
Niggas never want friends.
But he just seemed like it.
I know what you mean. He was friendly. He didn't try too hard.
Right, he didn't try too hard. He was rather corny. And so he had the Pittsburgh shirt on. That kind of gave him some points. I was like, my whole family is from Pittsburgh. Like, what's up? I also kind of thought he was a football player. I'm bad at that, though. I should have sent a picture to you.
should
You would have known. Y'all know I don't know athletes. If your name ain't
like,
LeBron, Kobe, or
one of the big ones.
Yeah. So he's like, let's exchange numbers and let's hang out. And I was like, cool, yeah. I'm in like a phase of life where I want to meet new people. Absolutely. So he hits me up one night after Frolicon, and I was feeling myself. I was on like a high of like, just like
being there.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want to go home. So he hits me up like, hey, I'm at Twin Peaks around the corner from our place. He was like, why don't you pull up and just like hang out a little bit? Well, he didn't say pull up because he's not cool. He was like, why don't you like come meet me at Twin Peaks? There was some fight going on, which I didn't know. So I pull up to Twin Peaks and valet my car, and I get in. I said valet because there's a reason as to why I'm saying it. I didn't say it to be like, oh, niggas be valet. No. So go inside. It was popping in Twin Peaks. I was like, niggas is in this. I saw
They
some
really do go in there.
niggas.
Gangs, fights, all that shit.
I was like, oh, this is where y'all be at. So I see him. I'm like, oh, hey. I could already tell he was whack. He just smelled whack.
Oh.
Just whack smell. Like, just whack smell. So I was like, hey. He just looked whack. You know when you just know a nigga's whack? And I couldn't tell when we exchanged numbers because it was just a quick. I was walking shy. I was hurrying up. Oh, you're from Pittsburgh? Let's exchange numbers. Anyways, so he is like, what's up? Hey, super corny. I sit down and I'm like, I already know that I'm going to be leaving here soon. Like, very soon. He's talking. He's telling me about what he does. He's literally talking for maybe like 17 minutes straight about what he does, the company he works for, the engineer, the software he
so he's a nerd.
Such a nerd, and really was not cute. And I was just sitting there like, how can you not tell that I'm not interested in you? I mean, it wasn't like a thing of, you know how you can tell when somebody doesn't like you? Or they just don't really care for you. You can tell the body language, the energy. Sometimes it can be just how they are, but sometimes you can really tell, oh, you're not fucking with me. He was talking to me and I got to the point where I was like, I am offended now because you don't even see that you didn't even ask me anything about me.
I cannot stand when guys do that.
Oh,
that is like the worst.
He didn't even realize it.
It's like one thing if you're talking about a bunch of boring shit, but if the whole thing is all about you and your boring shit, why the fuck am I here? You should have talked in the mirror or something. Call your mom like you probably normally do.
So then I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom and then as I'm walking to the bathroom, like 7 niggas try to talk to me. That was cute. And then when I came out of the bathroom, like 7 more tried to talk to me. And I was like, why the fuck am I in here with this whack ass nigga? I'm leaving. I was like, hey, I'm leaving. He was like, really? I was like, good night. And he was like, let me walk you to your car. Where'd you park at? I said, oh, I valeted. He said, you valeted? And I was like, what? He said it in like a very condescending way. And I was like, what? I said, what does that mean? Like, what should I not have? Is what's happening? He was like, well, I just thought maybe you wanted to save money. And I was like,
why would you say that to me?
I said, the valet was $5. Are you aware of that? He said, yeah, but I just know so many people that want to park further to save money. So I was like, good night. You walked me to
you just tried me.
Now you just tried me. And not only did you do that, you walked me out here and didn't even pay for the valet. So you commented on the cost.
He wanted to save money. He parked in the back.
He valeted. I was like, did you not valet? He's like, no, I valeted. And I was like, the fuck are you talking? Good night. He didn't valet. Good fucking night. Then I was just like, bye. He's telling me happy Easter and shit. Today, I'm on the elevator going up from work, going to my apartment. And he gets on the elevator to go up to the gym. And he just looked at me like, and I just looked at him like,
well, bitch, you did it to yourself.
You did this to yourself. Like you whack ass nigga. So I say all that to say, like, have you ever interacted with somebody and you feel like they're not even worried about being compatible, or they're not even worried about if you're interested in them? They're not even paying attention to, I guess, the details.
Yeah. Like, okay, I didn't really get to go into detail about this date that I went on when the dude took me to the bakery, but like our conversation, first of all, before I went out with him, I was kind of like, I don't really know. I was feeling cheap vibes through the phone initially. And then I was like, he might be a little corny. But you know what? Get out of your comfort zone. Because these niggas who's not corny, they got all the bitches. And you might want something different. Like, just try it and see. That's what you be saying. That's what everybody be telling me. Okay, I'm going to listen. Let me try something different. First of all, when I saw him, his front tooth was a little brown. Don't know if I told you guys that. So that was very distracting because he has very large teeth, like an Easter bunny. So, okay, whatever. Maybe you just got a new dental plan and.
But if it's brown, you've been.
I mean, I wasn't going to kiss him, but I'm already like, well, I'm here. Let me just see how the conversation goes, because maybe like he's unattractive and so this won't work, but he might have a cool personality and it'll help me feel better about stepping out of the comfort zone.
Right.
You know? Okay. So we're talking. I didn't leave early. I should have, but I said, you know what? Let me stay because at least I'll have some material for the show. So I'm there 4 hours. Medina, that date lasted, I want to say 2 hours, not exactly sure, at a bakery with no fucking cocktails. So you already know I had an attitude. Like, why the fuck did you bring me somewhere with no drinks? Hate to sound like an alkie, but maybe I don't.
At least a mimosa, nigga.
Like some wine, a beer. I don't even drink beer, but I would have drank one. Like, it's just like
Moscato.
If you're gonna be at a place with someone and you're not even gonna really like ask them any questions and you're just gonna talk, I need something to do. I'm not eating all these cookies and shit. They're dry and cold. I don't want them. So like my food is gone and he's just talking to me about himself. himself. He was saying how he really wants a wife and all of this other stuff. And I got the feeling that he wants to be married really bad for whatever reason. Maybe he's trying to cover something up. I don't fucking know. Don't really care. But he really wants to be married. And I just got the feeling that he was looking for somebody who also really wants to be married. And he doesn't really care much about what her personality is like or any of that, as long as she wants to get married. So he can just find like somebody to pop in, which screams Beard to me. But hey, we won't even go down that road.
Beard?
Yeah, like when somebody's gay and they really want a person to cover up. So they have like a relationship with a woman and she's the beard because she's the cover up. So anyway, whatever. I asked him, I said, he made a lot of complaints about the women that he had been on dates with. He spoke very highly of himself, but he was weird as fuck. So I'm like, okay, he's obviously delusional.
Was he attractive?
No. He was like, okay, with his mouth closed.
Oh, that little brown tooth.
But he was talking so much I couldn't help but look at it. Like I thought maybe if I was talking, I could look around, something, you know, maybe I could look at his eyes, but my eyes just kept going down to the tooth. So he, could you imagine? So then he's like, I keep trying to like interject because I'm still here and I want to say something. Like I need to move my mouth because I feel like my breath is getting funky from being closed.
Hell
for so
yeah.
long. You know? So, and then when I ask him questions and I kind of leave it open to where he can ask me more questions and inquire more, we are literally sitting there looking at each other.
I would be mad as shit. I
was so mad. And then at this point, I know it's been over an hour and I'm just like, I better not get anything on this outfit because I've got to hang it right back up. I'm saving this for Greece. So, I asked him eventually, so what is it that you're really looking for in a woman? I know you want a wife, but like, what are some qualities you want in your wife? Maybe not the basic stuff, like someone you can trust, someone you love, whatever, but maybe some of the more particular things that you like. What's essential to you? And he was like, I mean, I just want a woman who's monogamous. And what else did he say? Who goes to church and wants to have kids. And that was the other thing. He started screaming about gluttony when I mentioned that we were going to speak at the panel, or not speak at the panel, but moderate the panel for Frolicon. And I was telling him about how the Polly Pockets are a polyamorous group. And he was getting that confused with polygamy. And then he was just one of those people that you can tell spends way too much time at church and doesn't really know anything about the world around them and is very closed-minded. And he was saying how it's really greedy to have more than one man or something like that. I was like, well, I mean, you know, some of these women may want to be with multiple men. It's not just like one man and then all of the women are for him. These people are having their own relationships with men and women, whatever they want, because they want to share the love and they meet somebody who fulfills their needs. So he starts screaming how that's gluttonous. And I'm just like, why am I here? But again, I needed something to talk about on the show. So I stayed. So the whole time, like we're talking and then when it's finally over, when it's finally time to go, he walks me to my car. Do you know he hit me up the next day? Like I was ever going to speak to him again.
That's the part that's interesting. Like, you really you cannot pay attention enough to realize that when I left to my $5 valet car, that I was all the way not into you. First of all, I wasn't into you when I came. You didn't realize that. Secondly,
you didn't try to win me over. You didn't try to even pretend to be interested in me because maybe you weren't that interested either. But like, bruh, I don't get it. Like, how can you miss every single sign? And then I was like, okay, maybe somehow, some way, maybe I'm looking a little bit nicer than I intend to. So I just turned up my faces and the things that I was saying. And he kept calling himself hilarious. And I was like, I haven't laughed one time. And you cracked a lot of jokes.
I feel like me being interested in someone and being nice is totally different from when you either offend me and then from when you offend me in a way where it's just you're so boring and you're wasting my time that now I'm mad. They're two totally different people. So it's like, I can be like, hey, oh my gosh, yeah. And then it's literally like, I want to leave.
I was just so offended that he really thought that went well enough for us to ever communicate again. And I started to write back when he texted me and tell him, I see exactly why you don't get second dates, because he complained about that. I got a list of complaints. He had lots of shit to say about women. And I was like, well, what do you do wrong on the dates? He was like, I'm just very straightforward about what I want. No, nigga, if you're listening, the problem is you only talk about yourself.
And that's not attractive unless you're LeBron James. Like, and even still, like, segue into some other stuff. If I'm gonna sit there and listen to you talk about yourself, you gotta really be on like some shit.
You gotta
where
have
it's
something
like,
going good.
Yeah,
where I'm
like,
interested.
This shit is exciting. Mm-hmm. Like, if it's not exciting, bro, I don't give a fuck. And we can talk equally about me and you, but you just sitting here talking about what you got and how much money you make. You not paying my bills.
They don't even talk. This dude wasn't even talking about how much money he make. He did talk about his job. He was talking about his daughter forever. He sounded like a creep because he said he was going to follow her wherever she goes to college. He just needs to be there. But he had missed the first half of her life living all around the world anyway. So I'm just like, well, college isn't really the time to do that,
Right.
sir. And your daughter's going to run away from you if you do that. That's some crazy ass shit right there. Like, what the fuck?
And I'm not really trying to hear about your little ugly ass babies right now.
I'm definitely not. I don't really want to hear about your ugly ass.
I just think people really need to pay attention. It makes me wonder, like, when stuff like that happens, should we send that text like, hey, I just wanted to let you know you're kind of whack and you're corny and you don't listen?
Sometimes I think we should, and then other times it's just like for him, because he told me already he goes on so many bad dates and the girls were telling him some of the things that I felt and he's just so oblivious to it. It's not going to help. I'll save my energy.
Like, he's
but
not
somebody
even gonna listen.
Yeah, he feels like the problem is everyone else. I'm not about to go back and forth with you. Now, if I was having a really shitty day the next day, I might have used that as an opportunity to let out some pent up aggression, but I wasn't. So
that's insane to me, and I just hope I've never been that person for a person. And I don't think I have. Not being interested in me, of course, but not in a way where it's like because I was sitting here and I don't know how to communicate.
Yeah,
we can have a horrible date. I told y'all, but I think I told the story about the dude, and I was like, I kissed him even though the date was horrible, and he got excited, and I was like, I kiss everybody. Don't be excited. I still don't like you. You can have a good night.
Okay, that was just a little treat.
I just needed to kiss somebody.
Gift bag.
Yeah, like I just like kissing, nigga.
Sometimes you do just want
to show you what you could have had, but you ain't getting it. Good night,
girl. They be so damn confused. I don't even know.
Gentlemen, pay attention to and young ladies, because there's some whack young ladies out there too. Pay attention to body language and eye contact and conversation.
Yeah, like if you're talking to somebody and you leave it open and they don't ask you anything, either they're a mute or they're not that interested. But I do think sometimes people can be really nervous, but I feel like you can tell that they're nervous because their whole energy is nervous, and it's not that they're not interested. So that can happen too, but usually that ain't it. Now pause, I gotta go pee.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? What do you want?
Okay, Diane, so what little cute date idea or just recommendation do you have for us this week?
Hey, ladies, it's me, Indecisive Diane, and let me tell you, this one's for the ladies. So listen, there's this place in Savannah, Georgia. It's called Liquid Cafe. And ladies, they literally have a Working Women Wednesdays. Who wouldn't love that? So listen, it's a happy hour from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. The lounge opens from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. There's no dress code. Who even thinks about that, though? There's free cover charge. It's free parking. Like, it's a dream come true for all the working ladies. You guys have to go here and try it.
Okay, girl, what's the address?
It's 10201 Abercorn Street, Savannah, Georgia, 31406. Now, you know we don't spend a lot of time in Savannah, but I have a man there. He has a lot of money. He tricks.
Okay, girl, that's all we really needed. We got all the information we needed. Thank you.
No problem, ladies. Goodbye.
Okay, so I guess now we will move on to our advice portion of the show.
Yes. Okay, let me pull up.
I have one pulled up.
President Trump is going to be here. What the fuck?
In Atlanta? In the A, shouty?
Hold on. I just got an email. Traffic delays tomorrow, Wednesday. President Trump expected downtown around 12 p.m. at the Hyatt. Plan accordingly. Well, that means y'all need to plan accordingly because my ass is going to be late.
I can't believe that I don't have to deal with that anymore. I literally work 3 minutes away from where I live.
Oh, that is so
Our office
convenient.
is really convenient. I went home yesterday and walked my dog and took a nap and did a voiceover.
That's the way to manage your time, girl.
Right.
It is so hard to look at you because my eyelashes is like, I feel like I'm constantly squinting at you and looking at you funny. I promise it's the eyelashes because the way the light is hitting in my face.
And
oh
I
my
can't even tell
goodness.
because I don't have my glasses on. I was trying to be sexy. I got them on my head. I didn't even know.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, but let me put them on for this. Okay, so I'm reading the one that says, the subject line says, where I just saw it. I'm too cute to not have no friends. So she says, "Hi, ladies. Love the show. I found y'all from typing sex in Apple Podcasts. Oh, that's cool. Then was extra excited when I realized y'all was in Atlanta. I feel like me and Medina are the same person. I'm a Libra too, and we Saras. What's up, girl? Love you too, Kiki. Anyway." I'm from Chicago and recently moved here almost a year ago for work. I've always loved ATL because of all the black people flourishing, but was scared I would never find my husband due to the 20-to-1 female-male ratio I heard about. I need y'all's advice on two things. Number one, how do I find friends? That's a great question. I can't wait to answer it. I'm 25. Cute and have an outgoing personality. I've gone out by myself a few times and met people and we instantly click, but I'm so awkward after that. Like, I'll text to say, hey, let's kick it, but I'll only do so much. I think I'm low-key scared of rejection. Who knew it was so hard to make friends as an adult? Anyway, any tips on how to make friends, places to meet people, or ways to get out of my head and reach out? My second question is, where are the places to go meet these niggas? Preferably the rich ones. I like going out, but clubs are not really my thing, and honestly don't want a nigga that's always in the club. What's a good bar or lounge I can just go to and kick it? I guess I'm looking for a young professional crowd. I'm not trying to fall in love. I just want some dick with a side of conversation. But all the places I go to, the niggas be broke and illiterate.
Whoa.
Hope this wasn't too long, and thanks in advance for y'all's help. P.S. I bought a ticket to the live show, but have a graduation to go to, so take my ticket money as a donation. LOL.
Oh, thanks.
Hope y'all having another one. Here's a pic just because. You're super adorable. I love that dress.
You can't come to the other one?
Yeah, you can come Sunday.
Okay, Saturday or Sunday? I mean, amongst each other.
Yeah,
we're not
I'm
doing
not,
it.
yeah, I'm not.
Okay, so meeting friends. It is harder to meet friends
When you're an adult, it's just different. When you're in school, you're in these environments where you're almost forced to make friends. It's easy to make them.
because you don't necessarily want your coworkers in your business.
Correct.
You know, depending on what kind of life you live. I mean, you could have a very normal, saved and sanctified life, so you don't really care if you're friends with your coworkers.
And then when you're out and about, sometimes you don't want to look like weird trying to talk to a friend just to be her friend. And because I don't know, but what I have learned is sometimes you got to do that shit. I have met some people, men and women, friends. A lot of times it's weirder with girls because girls think you're either trying to hate on them or they already have their clique and people just aren't open to accepting you in. But sometimes you'd be surprised. Everyone is kind of looking for friends, I feel like. And just meeting people. I've met a lot of friends from Instagram. Like, that sounds crazy, but I have.
I have too. And it's kind of fun because you kind of already know the person if you follow them. Not really, but you know, you have an idea of who they are and their personality. And then when you're messaging and like liking each other's shit and communicating and then you decide to hang out, a lot of times people actually have really cool personalities and it's okay to get together with people.
And it's also okay to have that awkward feeling after you do meet someone. You're like, what do I do? Just like relax and remember, like, y'all, she don't know you and you don't know her, and it's okay if y'all don't talk for like a little bit. Like,
and say, you know, I'm just trying to meet new friends. I think you can just be straightforward with a girl. If somebody told me that, they were like, you know, you seem really cool, I'm just trying to meet new friends, it's like, oh girl, me too.
And if it doesn't work out, that's fine too. You all hung out, y'all had a season. I met a girl like that and we was cool. And we started getting real cool. And then I was like, and then we didn't hang out no more. But the times that we did hang out, it was cool. And then I've had other friends where it's like, I thought we wouldn't be friends and we were strangers. We met, we kicking it now. Cola is one of those people. Cola is not someone that I grew up with. And Cola does my hair also. And she used to do my hair and we didn't really know each other. She just did my hair. And then one day we were both talking and I was like, fuck, like you just seem so cool to hang out with, but I don't want this to be weird, but I just want us to be friends. And she was like, oh my gosh, I feel the same way. We're best fucking friends now. Like sometimes you just got to speak up. A closed mouth does not get fed. That goes with friends as well.
It sure does. And then I'll say to the thing about meeting men and these young professionals you speak of, girl, it's hit or miss because they be at the clubs. They do. I see them.
They also be at Kebab Land. I'm not gonna lie. I've been going to Kebab Land a lot, and they be there.
Mm-hmm. A lot of red. What's red?
Red martini?
No, red pepper.
Red pepper.
Right next door. They go there. I don't know how old you want these young professionals to be, but if you're okay with the 30 plus crowd, right around the corner is Sage. They be in there. And those niggas be leaving work from right upstairs and come down.
The Buckhead area is a really good area to meet people. Also, if what's the name of that place? Tavern at Phipps. They're older. They're not the 30. They're a little plus.
They are not young.
They're not.
They
young.
are professional,
and they're very. One thing I've noticed about Tavern at Phipps, it's in Phipps Mall, but like you don't have to go in Phipps to get there. You'll see it outside next to Saks. I've been there a lot lately. People are very social at Phipps. I like that. It's like if you go to Tavern at Phipps by yourself, you're gonna leave knowing a nigga, white, black. The bartender, like
it's not a quiet, like stuffy place.
Everyone sit at the bar, don't sit at a table, obviously. But like the summertime's coming, that's a really good spot to go.
People about to be out now. The weather is good because my ass been out, and I need to be at home, but my ass has been out. This is the best time. Just keep trying different places. One more thing I'll say before we move on to the next one is with meeting people. This goes for men and women, whether you're trying to date them or just be friends or whatever. Go to restaurants that are at the bottom of buildings that are offices and go right after work time, because sometimes people had a day and they just want to go get drinks. They're just going to walk somewhere, because if push comes to shove and they get fucked up and they're responsible people, they're going to Uber home. Their car is already at work and they'll come right back. They're not going to leave too far from right there. So go to those places. Even if it doesn't seem like nothing, you're not going for the food. You're going to meet friends and get some dick. Okay?
And this is true. And you know what, girl? I'm willing to first I need to know how old you are. 25. That's what she said?
25. Mm-hmm.
Wow, dang, you kind of young. But like if you ever need like a little sidekick, I'll chill with you for a moment to like get it started, and then I'll like dip out.
Like a wing woman?
Like a little wing woman for a moment, just so you feel comfortable. And then once you get a little lit, meet your nigga, I'll just dip out. Just like, hit us up.
Maybe you could take Bay Day down the road.
Yeah, Bay Day on the road. If you're trying to be the next Bay Day, let us know. This is a great way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next one. Hey, ladies. So I'm going to jump right into it. I'm 28. I met this guy off of Tinder who happens to be 25. I've never dated anyone younger than me, and I've always been attracted to older men. This guy, who I'm going to call Don Juan for this purpose.
Don Juan?
Mm-hmm. And she put it together, no space. Okay, and Don Juan and I were going on dates, regularly texting every day and enjoying each other's company. Okay. When I first met him, I wasn't highly attracted to him. But as time went by, his personality drew me in, and Poppy was looking damn good.
Poppy.
2 months later, he invited me over to his place, which was an hour away from where I lived. I didn't care. I really started to develop feelings for him. He started drinking and watching a couple of comedy shows on Netflix, and the next thing I know, he's carrying me to his bed, naturally. Okay, by this time, my pussy juices are flowing, and a bitch is ready to go. We were kissing, and he's playing with my pussy. I automatically go in to suck his thick, long dick.
Oh.
Then he tries to give me oral, but I was so horny, I grabbed it and I told him to put it in. The dick was bomb, but he only lasted, I kid you not, 3 to 5 minutes. She put every emoji that's like angry, rolling my eyes. Bitch, you tried it. Okay. My ass was pissed. So I go to the bathroom to clean up, and he was out of toilet paper. I look under the sink to grab a roll, and there's a box of tampons. I tried to remain calm because he wasn't my man and we were hanging out. I go back and ask him about it, and he tells me, oh, those were my exes when she used to come out and visit. I questioned myself but let it go. I didn't want to act crazy, and he sounded believable. Don Juan and I continued to go on dates and fuck and repeat. But every time we had sex, he didn't last long, but it seemed to get better. At least that's what I thought. Time went by. I stopped hearing from him. I called his phone. A girl answers, and when I asked to speak to him, she says, Who? Oh, I just got this phone. Without letting her finish, I automatically hang up. 2 weeks goes by. I tell a friend and she calls the same number back. This fool answers trying to set up a date with her. What the fuck? Long story short, he removed me from IG and we no longer speak. This has never happened to me before. I think I was being used and he still has a girl. What do y'all think? I mean, girl, what else is there to think?
Yeah, he definitely had somebody.
Yeah, it might not be his girlfriend per se, but it's somebody who be having his phone playing with you. And she's probably really young if she's playing this who
that's weird
game.
To play.
Who does that? Because I would be like, hello.
I'd be like, who are you?
Like, are you about to come to me as a woman?
Yeah.
What's going on? I don't get it. And then you got the tampons. Men are not keeping tampons in their cabinets for the ex-girlfriend. First of all, if your ex-girlfriend is coming to visit, I don't know, but I would assume that she just bring the tampons when she needed them.
Yeah, every nigga that left tampons at his house for me was like somebody I was in super duper love with.
Yeah, like no.
So,
yeah, girl, he got somebody, at least one somebody. And he's shady as fuck for trying to talk to the other girl when his girl wasn't around. That's too much. You don't need that girl. Get you a new one. Get back on Tinder and move the age limit up. Okay? 50 plus.
That's where y'all be fucking up. Y'all be wanting to fuck with these young niggas. And what you don't understand is that is not the move. You gotta, let me tell you something.
Ooh.
I have now learned that, like, you gotta, sometimes I might fuck with a 37-year-old, but for the most part, it's 43 and up. It's 43 and up because they can still be sexy. They still have a great sex drive, and they look good as shit. And most likely their kids are grown.
Yeah, they might be your age, girl.
Yeah. Well, yeah, girl, you was getting cheated on.
Mm-hmm. Played.
Okay. Are these all?
But if you ain't got a buck, I won't cup 'em. Spend 100 on me, it ain't nothing. Run a double D, so stuck 'em. Back to the point. Is it some cash in this place? If it is, I'll probably stick the stats in your face, turn around. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe, was a hoe, was a hoe.
Okay, so this one says, first off, I would like to say I love y'all and I wish nothing but the absolute best for you both. Y'all already know me. Oh, but not really. I'm always commenting on IG and y'all my besties in my head. Okay, off to my cocktail. I was 12 years old. Oh. Moving into a new neighborhood. And of course, the little boy is trying to see what's happening, like really at 12. So I met him and let's call him who the fuck knew. So he was cute and so am I. This lasted all of 24 hours. He was definitely managed at 12. I can't remember what was said. It was so long ago. He was such a boy. We still remained friends. He was cool and we actually graduated together. So life happens for both of us and years went by. He became military and I stayed in our hometown working. So I would see him here and there with a hey, how are you? And that's it. He was married at that time. Now let's fast forward to social media days and how you find people that you haven't seen in forever. I love doing that shit. We were already friends on Facebook, but here comes IG. Fast forward some years later now, it's March 20th, 2018, and I get a few likes and a DM here and there. Never thought anything of it. A couple more months pass, another DM. Now, by August, it's more and more. Now, I'm like, okay, let me look at his page and see what's good. Nothing was there, so now I'm like, it's like September and my birthday is approaching. She said birthday is approaching November. And I wanted to not be in my home state for my birthday. So a little backstory. Me and my daughter's father were hanging out after 14 years of nada. Okay. You have a lot of lingo going on here. I needed a few things paid. And of course, I'll fuck. But he couldn't. No fucking stamina and a big ass dick, though, but a few pumps and he's done. So I would just still hang out and say I was just not sexual. I just wanted to smoke me some weed, maybe have a drink and sleep. But knowing full damn well I wanted to fuck, just not him. I can't do no quick pumpers. We, baby daddy, planned a trip to Vegas, an all expenses paid on him. I was not turning that shit down, and it was for my birthday. So now me and Who the Fuck Knew started more and more DMs. And one day he says, you know, you can call me with his number. I was like, it took me a couple of days, and when I didn't call, he DM'd me like, I haven't heard from you. So I said, I'll call you later. We talked, and it turned into a 2-hour conversation, and it was refreshing that he has something to talk about. I hate conversations with questions. It should just flow. And the clowns I've been meeting have not a clue. Things were off to a good start. We tried making plans. My schedule and his was just not matching up. So we finally, after about 2 weeks of trying to hang out, were able to meet up. He invited me to his place, and y'all, I'm rolling right over there. Oh wait, and y'all, I'm pumped like a motherfucker. I did all the girly things to myself to get ready. I'm a Friday night kind of girl. It's just my best night to do anything. I got Usher Confessions playing. Smoking me a fatty, and I'm rolling right over there. I pull up and was very impressed. Even though I saw it on IG, I just not the inside. It was a bachelor pad for sure, but very nice and neat. We sat in the kitchen while I rolled my smoke, and he was like, let's go in the living room. We talked for probably an hour. He was sitting in a recliner while I sat on the couch, and he then came and sat on the couch too. By now, I'm high, and the drink he made was hella good. He then asked me to come closer, so I just got up and straddled him. He was like, oh, I thought you were going to just move closer. I'm saying to myself, hell no, nigga. We started kissing, rubbing, squeezing my ass, which is my fave. This went on for about 15 minutes. He asked me to get up for a second. I thought like, oh shit, man, damn, my legs are numb. He then stood up, grabbed my hand, and said, follow me. We know what that means. He about to drop some eggplant off. He gently removed my clothes as we lay back down on the bed, and I grab his eggplant avocado. Y'all, this nigga's dick was just perfect. Oh, did I mention I hadn't really had no good dick in like a year? The night was great. A lot of fucking, sucking, slight choking. My night was lit, and we both were just like, wow, did this just happen? I left and had a flight to catch in a few hours, and my baby daddy is calling. P.S. We are still going strong, coming up on 6 months. Signed, Who the Fuck Knew? Love y'all to pieces. That was long as shit. But thank you.
Hey girl, love you
too. Thank you, girl.
Okay, you guys. Okay, I have a cocktail, an original piece. This is an embarrassing story that just happened. So, well, it's kind of embarrassing. It's a lot of things. It's got a little bit of everything. So, okay, went to Houston this weekend, and I told you guys before how I was like sexting this guy, and I had plans to like, we was either gonna have a threesome or foursome, something. Like, it was gonna be a wild weekend, and I was like, this is gonna be perfect. I'm gonna have all my hoe friends in town. Like, this will be great, right? Okay, so the original plan was Friday night I was gonna go have sex with him by myself. Saturday night was gonna be something different, right? Okay, cool. Everything is going okay at first. I get to the guy's house. We're talking. It was really too much talking, to be honest, for my taste, because I don't like to talk. If we're just fucking, I don't need to know too much about you, because then that's how I get out of my I don't have feelings box. So don't be talking to me about stuff. So it's like, okay, we're talking a lot. You want to take a shot?
Mean.
It wasn't even mean, but it's just I have to protect myself so I don't be acting crazy. You know what I mean? Because I can. I am fully capable, but I have my own little ways of how I can keep it together. So I'm just like, okay, we're talking a lot. Let's take a shot. So I was like, you're not smoking. Like, this guy, he usually smokes. He was like, yeah. Then he started talking to me about work and all this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this is too fucking much. Okay, well, I'm taking 2 shots. So why don't you just sit down? I'll make you a drink. So he's talking forever. So I just decided to kiss him so that we can cut this out. Like, I don't even know why this is happening. This never happens. Yeah. I don't want this to happen. So I'm kissing him. Everything is great. He eats my pussy. We're fucking. It's really good on the couch. And he has like floor to ceiling windows. And I like to look out at the nighttime sky, you know, and I like to be slammed up against the glass. Sometimes if it's not too cold, you know, only in the spring, summer, not really wintertime. So everything is going good. So then he decides we need to go to the bedroom. So I was like, okay, I mean, I don't care. I mean, what's up? I was prepared this time. I had my box, well, not box, but my purse. It was full of sex toys. So we had talked about this too. Sex toys, and like I took my She Orgasms on time. I took a lot. I was taking She Orgasms all day like it was fucking candy.
I ain't mad at
okay,
you.
and so everything was feeling super way. It was feeling great. I felt very aroused. Everything was wonderful at first. So I didn't even, as they taught us at Frolicon, set the scene. I didn't really get to do that this time because he was talking and that threw me off. So we skipped that part and I figured I would just save it for later. We are in the middle of having sex and then it was getting to the point where I usually run away. And I'm just like, okay, it's too much. I need a little break. I just need like 10 seconds, just a little break. It's too much. It's too intense. I didn't do it. And then next thing I know, he was like, hey, I think you're bleeding. Oh, no. And I was like, what? I'm not really listening to you talk. I'm just thinking we're both talking shit. So I was like, what? He was like, I think you're bleeding. And I was like, bleeding? It's Friday. My period don't come till Sunday. I had timed this out and everything. Like, wait, I was like, no, that can't be right. No. So then he's like, look at my dick. It's a little red. And I was like, oh, this is fucking up my entire weekend of fucking. Like, we can finish fucking. I ain't even got I haven't gotten done yet. I didn't get all the stuff done that I wanted to get done while I was here. And I'm just like pissed. So I was like, so I go to the bathroom. I don't know. So I go to the bathroom and I like wipe myself. Like, how much blood is it? Like, did my period start early?
Right, is it a blood clot?
I did skip a few pills on accident. Like, I took them late. You know how sometimes you take your pill late and then you got to double up another day? So I was like, oh shit, did I fuck this up? Is that what it is? I don't really know. Or is it just a little pre-period spotting? Like, how bad is it going to be? Do we need a towel? Is it going to be a massacre? Or is it just like a little bit? So he was like, so...
I hate shit like that.
And that like never happens. So he's like, so you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I think it's just a little pre-period spotting. But we can get back to work. Now tomorrow's plan will obviously need to change. But right now you got some work to still finish, right? So he was a good sport.
You like, nigga, I know it's blood, but
I really don't care, and you already knew this, so like I need you to finish fucking me. Sorry, tomorrow will not happen because I'm not gonna expect a bunch of bitches to be eating my pussy while it's bleeding, but like I'll go home and investigate this situation, but before I do any of that, I need you to finish fucking me. So we do. So then like we just cuddled and went to sleep, right? So then the next morning it was still good, but I was just very upset about that little mishap. Like, fuck Aunt Flo. I didn't need to get my period this month. I haven't been letting nobody come inside of me. I didn't need it. I didn't need that feeling of safety. Like, hey, girl, you're not pregnant this month.
I need it this month.
Well, I didn't. So I was pissed. I didn't need that. I had already got tested. I was good to go. I just felt like free and ready to go and have fun and fuck the world, and I couldn't. So the next morning, I was upset. But then I was like, well, bitch, I'm still here. So, I say that I really don't like giving head. It is tiresome. But I decided, you know what? There's not much else I'm going to do. And I would hate, because I realized I didn't even have any tampons with me if my period really was about to start, because it was just spotting. So I decided to suck his dick before I left. And I was like, I'm going to do a really good job. Like, I'm going to suck this dick. I'm going to be choking. I'm going to have lots of spit because the She Orgasms, it gets my saliva going too.
Really?
My mouth wasn't dry at all. It was like a lot. And so I just decided he had these alarms going off. He had to get up for something and it wasn't happening. He said, I really need to get up. So he snoozed. I said, this is my time. I'm going to wait till he goes to sleep and I'm going to wake him up with a good dick suck. And then that'll be a great way to start the day, right? So I get on top of him and I start sucking the fuck out of his dick. And it was just great. He was trying to run away from me, but I was on top of him.
He was running from you?
And so that's how I knew I was doing a good job. Like, he was like squirming, and then he was doing a lot of cussing and stuff. And I was just like, yes, this is how I know I'm doing the shit right. Because if a nigga is just laying there, I mean, again, unless he's a mute, that's probably not the best sign. Like, I need to have some movement. I kind of want you to inch away, like, whoa, stop. And so another thing that happens sometimes is like when, and this is for any guy, when they finish, they don't want you to keep going because it's so sensitive, right? So
they'd be like, oh, stop.
Yeah, stop. They try and cover it up, but then they don't even want to touch their dick. So usually this happens. And the last time that this happened with me and this particular guy, he literally was like running around his place, and I was like chasing him like a crazy person. So it was going to be too much for him to get up how we were laying on the couch at this point. So he couldn't go anywhere. So I like literally just licked all the cum up. I tried to swallow as much as I could, but it was a lot. But I licked all the cum up, and he couldn't move. And he was like, "You are really taking advantage of this situation right now." And I was like, "I just wanted to, wake you up and hope you have a good day. See you in a couple months." And that's my cocktail. It was great.
Nasty.
I was being very nasty, but it was just like good. Like, I think he eats right probably because the dick didn't taste bad. There was no rhinoceros smell. I did lick his ass a little bit, and he told me to stop fucking trying that. But whatever. I'm gonna just keep trying. I'm gonna wear him down. It'll feel good. I won't use my nails. I'll just use my tongue. But anyway, that's the story I'm gonna tell, and I'll tell you guys the rest another day.
I think that's great. I think that's a hell of a cocktail. You licking up cum off like outside of dicks?
I like to lick the cum up sometimes. You don't? I just feel like when I do a job well done, it's like I gotta lick it up to finish it so that I can just. It's kind of like playing what's that game, Mortal Kombat, and they're just like finish him when it's a fighting game, and it's like you're almost done, and it's just like, okay, this nigga's not gonna be able to do anything.
And they're like standing there wobbling.
You might have a voodoo dick, but I've got a voodoo mouth, okay, and I'm about to put that bitch to work. It's voodoo like I just had to do a lot because I couldn't really use my pussy as much as I wanted to. Like, but that's okay.
I think that was great, you guys. That was a great ending to the show. Please subscribe, rate, and review.
Yeah, share with your friends, especially your friends who may be writers or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be very helpful. Buy some tickets. We still have tickets on sale on Eventbrite for the second show. The first show is sold out. And just a friendly reminder of all of our wonderful sponsors. Thanks so much for supporting us. We've got 255
Spin, Nico Robo,
Peep Show Toys. Nico Robo just sent us our face mask.
Can't wait to use it.
We're going to try those. Sexual Essentials.
It's Bomb.
Sabrine.
Lashes by Ari.
Peep Show Toys.
Peep Show Toys.
Zola's Glory.
What's up?
I think that's everybody.
Yep.
I hope so.
Me too. We're going to look and edit it if it ain't.
Nope. It's not Who We Forget.
No. Is it?
She writing something down.
Oh, but we saved the best for the last.
Yep,
we did.
Oh,
what's up?
Georgia or GA?
Georgia Media Agency. Shout out. Y'all better follow her. That's your IG, right? Follow her. She helps us out with literally everything that we do every step of the way. Shout out to you, Ayana. We love you. We all about to be looking like some motherfucking baddies at these live shows.
You might not know who I am, okay?
Nigga.
Be flipping my hair. Hopefully it'll be flippable. All right, you guys. Well, that's it for this week. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Cocktails Podcast. I'm at Kiki Senso.
And I'm at Coffee Bean Dean.
And until next week, you guys. Goodbye.
I was like,
I forgot I had an Instagram.
You were like,
I was waiting for you to say your part.